95% of the people who get arrested or go to jail, they're coming out. So they're not gonna die in prison. And that. So what you gonna do about it? There are no people in my spirit, there's very few people rather, that are so incorrigible that they woke up genetically, genetically assigned to do harm to society. It's very few psychopaths. Most people are responding to environmental triggers. So if we could take those triggers out and give them other triggers, they would be as whole and as normal as we are. Mistake-filled normal people. When you believe this, when you believe you're in a jungle, you say, I have to become more animal. But the truth is, if you're in a jungle, you got to become more human, more strategic, because you can't out-animal a lion. You got to outthink it. See, the strong rule the weak, but the wise rule them all. So you got to figure out how to create thoughts that govern this jungle. But if no one taught you that, you'll just go to your lower nature and say survival of the fittest, and whenever I'm just going to push high, and whenever it ends, it ends. And that's a fatalistic view of life. And so you got to reprogram that. But here's the good news: it is always appropriate to give someone a second chance when they ask for it, because the sincerity of the ask will give you more room for that person to grow. It doesn't matter that they are trying it again and again. I tell young people all the time, if you keep trying it, you're getting closer to the point where you actually do what you say you're gonna do. That's the goal. Working in the penal system for 5 years, what I realize is it's a breeding ground, it's housing, it's not an eruptive of behavior when it comes down to pro-social behavior. It can get you pathologically on a path to go as far as you can take it here negatively. It does not give you real sound options, because it is like being in an ultraviolet, ultra-ray tanning booth with no relief in sight. It burns you, it sears into your skin, your DNA. You become that. See, so if you're not careful, the prison system becomes the breeding ground for behaviors that we say are not social. Well-meaning people with a bad system that they're trying to manage, those who lead it. And then well-intended people who trying to get out, but they saying, to get out, I have to say this, but to stay alive while I'm in, I have to be this. You almost have multiple personalities. You become this different person. So in the chow hall, you saying, I'll shank you. But in front of your case manager, you saying, I'm repentant. And so well, you don't know which one you faking with. You could be faking with the PO, or you could be faking with, but either one of them, you're not being real. So my role when I was working in prison was to take all those masks off. Like, we would do this box, man. And it was a powerful box when we worked in prison. I would say, what do you love? What do you hate? What do you fear, and what do you need? And I will put you, I'll have them put their name in the box, say that's the real you. So I gotta keep you in this box so you know who you are, because if you start getting out this box, man, you will react differently when you're not you, because they would say, I say, hey man, what's your name? My name OG Knock Knock, my name? I said, okay, tell me who you are, not your character, not the person you play in child hall, not the one you're trying to convince to let you out, but let me get you. And then when they can do that in a place that's that intense, and they can be vulnerable in that intense place and make it gives them power over their environment. So they can say, well, maybe I can shape this environment to be a seeding ground, not just a breeding ground. I can plant some good seeds, and then it can grow into a harvest.